Next, we will explain the words that the Heavenly Father spoke to us through some brothers and sisters about the year 2026. And then, the Heavenly Father told us brothers and sisters about the content explained by Brother Shibwa. It was on January 1st, 2026. A snake came out of a hole. This snake was relatively large. In the dream, I saw Brother Igzibo about to go look for a tool to kill it. After a little while, another snake was seen coming out of the hole. It was going to attack Sisterly Fachuan. At this time, Sisterly Fachuan was holding a wooden stick. This wooden stick was not very long. Maybe it was 30 centimeters. Maybe 40 centimeters long. There was a wooden stick about that long. But how big was this snake? It was about as thick as a man's arm. As thick as a man's arm. In the dream, Sisterly Fachuan took a wooden stick and pinned down the snake's neck. The snake was coming out from the mouth of the hole. Then, it was very difficult. The snake wanted to attack the sister. The sister happened to hold it down. But then, at the most difficult moment, Brother Shibwa appeared. And just beside the snake, there was a knife. That knife was probably about that long. It was the kind of knife used for chopping wood, saying, "Wow, I'm going to use this knife to chop this snake. This snake is so big, it wants to attack our sister." Then the dream ended, and I woke up. So what does this dream mean? It means that our sister would be attacked by a snake. Why would she be attacked by the snake? Because we are the offspring of the woman. Because the Bible prophesies, "I will make you and the offspring of the woman enemies of each other." The woman's offspring, means that we and the woman's offspring are to be enemies of each other. The woman is that woman in Revelation, the woman clothed with the sun and with the moon under her feet. This refers to the kingdom in heaven. The offspring of the woman is the baby in Revelation. So Sisterly Fachuan means a member of this baby, that is, a member of this boy in Revelation. Then all those who belong to the members of this boy will all be attacked by the snake. Brothers and sisters, have you ever been attacked by a snake in a dream? Or in a dream, have you ever killed or driven away a snake? Quite a lot of brothers and sisters may have had such dreams. Then this dream tells us that the children of God will be attacked. But in the end, it means that we are victorious. Then when it came to January 3rd, the Lord told Sister Ruth must work overtime on the praise pieces because time was pressing, and now is already March 16th. When the Lord spoke to the sisters, it was January the 3rd. That was more than 20 days. More than 20, over 2 months ago. So are we working overtime to do it? Sure enough, by working overtime and doing more maybe after 2 or 3 days, it would be completed. But there was a group of sisters helping Brother Shibwa do it. A few days later, it could be completed. It could be successfully finished. So were we working overtime? To what extent was I working overtime? If I was not doing the work given by the Heavenly Father and the Lord, I would not feel sleepy. If Brother Igzibo was not preaching the truth, he would not feel sleepy. If Brother Shibwa was not making songs, he would not feel sleepy. But how sleepy was he last night? Last night, it was almost 12 o'clock. It was almost 12 at night. Brother Zibo was working overtime and using the computer operating the keyboard to organize the content of this praise video. When organizing it and building it, he was unbearably sleepy, so Sister Zhao Wen knelt beside Brother Ibo. And then, continuously, desperately, she was striking down with Brother Shibwa, continuously, desperately striking. To what extent had Brother Zibo's eyes reached? They had gotten to this extent, to the extent that they could barely stay open. He could only endure like that. If he was even slightly careless, he would immediately fall asleep. It had reached that extent. Right, brother, sister, did you see that? Doing praise videos had reached this kind of attack to this extent, right? At that time I said, if you're not alert for a moment, then all at once you immediately fall asleep. What was the reason? Because Satan's attack was very severe. Then Sister Zhao Hun was kneeling at the side, continually declaring, continually striking down. She just kept striking. Then that brother of mine kept doing it, and finished that praise piece. That is, the praise piece for that tribe, the 7th tribe. Last night, the 8th tribe was finished, the 8th tribe. Now last night, the 8th tribe was just completed. As for the others, there were still 4 tribes left, and each tribe still had 30 to 40% of the work left. Still short by just a little bit. We just had to push hard and get it done. We couldn't drag it out anymore. So we were sleepy to that extent. But once it was finished, the 8th tribe had already been completed. When we decided to rest, strangely, there was no sleepiness at all. There was no drowsiness anymore. What was the reason for that? Satan was no longer attacking. Because Satan said, Zibor is no longer working. No more attacking. When he was working, I was attacking. It had reached that extent. This clearly shows what the biblical metaphor means. We must be enemies with Satan. The offspring of the woman must be enemies with the serpent. And also, the offspring of the serpent and the offspring of the woman must also be enemies with each other. That is to say, we and Satan are enemies of each other. So the attack was that severe. May glory be given to the Father and to the Lord.